Welcome back, guys. Today it's a beautiful fall day, a little overcast, but the weather is amazing. It's like 68 degrees. I'm in Nelson Park in Decatur, Illinois, and I just wanted to stop by. We're gonna do a little bit of walking around. This is a lovely park. They've been doing a lot of renovations. There's a lot of great things happening in Decatur. This is kind of a sad story though. This is pavilion number 1, but we're just gonna see what we can see. We're gonna walk around the outside, and I'm gonna talk about this pavilion because it's not gonna be here much longer. So let's go ahead and get started. So as I mentioned, guys, this is pavilion number 1. It is right above the Devon amphitheater in Nelson Park. It's a pretty cool place. This pavilion was built in 1930, around the 30s. They said the 30s. I don't know the year exactly. And most all the information I have on this pavilion, by the way, I read in a few articles from the local newspaper, the Herald and Review. They've interviewed the park district, which owns this park. So anyways, this pavilion was built in the 30s, and it used to be a pretty popular place to rent, have weddings, stuff like that there. Well, I don't know how much I'll be able to see because there's that little hill, but past the pavilion, you see that it overlooks the Devon amphitheater, that tall area right over there. That's the amphitheater, and we'll look at that just so you guys can see. But you know, there's a stage. Obviously there's power inside here. It's a big area. Again, we're staying on this side of the fence. I'm just walking around in the public park, but we'll see what we can see. It's got this building here. I don't know what they ever used it for, offices or whatnot. There's actually an apartment upstairs, and there are bathrooms that were connected. I think they're closed off now. I think my camera can see we got that big fireplace back there. I'll try to zoom it in a little bit so you can see it, but that's kind of another cool feature about this place. And again, we can't go past, but as you see, you used to have a decent view of the lake. Just a nice place to hang out, some history. You know what it kind of reminds me of? I've only been there a couple times, but in Chicago, was it Brookfield Zoo? And like, I think there's some oh my goodness, what are they called? The places where there's plants and things. Botanical, I don't think it was a botanical garden, but there was something near the zoo. Just old Chicago park buildings. That's kind of what it reminds me of, probably because it was built around the same eras. So anyways, as I mentioned, you know, no surprises. This place is going to be getting torn down, and it's kind of a sad story to me. It almost makes me wish I was on the park district board or something, so I could have been in those conversations. So this roof, those shingles are slate, and some of it started falling off. We see this big pile of stuff going on over here. I don't know if it looks like that was dug out, but this place has been deemed unsafe. I understand that, no issues there. They got some bids to replace the roof. This is where, to me, I'm kind of like, man, I would love to know more about this story, because the bid to replace this roof that they got, they were told they would have to use a robot to take the roof off, to disassemble, and that would also destroy the floor, I believe, in the apartment, is the way I understood it. So that floor in this half of this would be destroyed and have to be replaced too. So their bid was a total of $2 million, $1.2 million just to remove the roof. There's no doubt in my mind that that's a real bid, and that's what they were told. But I would just love to know, you know, were there any other options? Do you have to use why do you have to use a robot? I Googled, and I was just, you know, on the old internet, not that I have expertise in any of this, but slate is not asbestos and cannot, the article I read said, quote, it's impossible to have asbestos tile in slate tile. So I don't believe there would be any massive, you know, environmental cleanup costs involved in that. Probably just mostly for the robot part of it. So that's kind of a crazy high bid, like astronomical. And as far as I know, they only got one bid. Obviously here we're on the other side, and I don't know if there was storage in there that you were allowed to, you know, get into, or if there were tables and chairs, or if the park district just had those, because I've never done an event here. I just know that this is kind of a cool staple of the area. So that wasn't very feasible. I mean, $2 million to replace a roof, that's, you know, that's not gonna work. So I guess this is coming down now because they've got a bid for $89,000 to tear down the building. And I'm sure the excavators we see on the other side are gonna come and tear this place down. And who knows what's gonna come in here next. It's kind of disappointing. I would love to see it fixed up, but still used. It's just a real bummer because I love history. I love old buildings. I like to see old buildings get fixed up, repaired. They may build something that's brand new that's going to serve the same function up here. I don't know, you know, or will they build something that goes with the amphitheater? Who knows? Over the 8 years I've lived in Decatur, I've seen a lot of the historical buildings get torn down, and it's just sad. And as far as I know, they only got one bid to replace the roof. I would love to know more about why they have to use a robot. The newspaper article did not go into those details. I know you got to do things the right way. You can't have Jim Bob come up there and just tie off with a bungee cord or whatever. But I'm like, because it's loose slate, is that really the only option? Just seems kind of wild to me. Now, it is tempting for me to walk over this hill. This fence is down, but obviously there are fence posts here and stuff, so I'm not going to do that. The Devon is a closed off area, so use a little common sense. I will walk up just so we can see the other side of this hill on the outside, but I would like to go in there and walk across, but you know, probably not the brightest idea to step into an area that's normally fenced off and put it on camera and show it to the world, is it? So that's why we're going to stay on the outside regardless. But I wanted to show you that the hillside does block the view a little bit, but this amphitheater has a lot of concerts. They have movie nights here. It's a pretty popular place. I've never been to a show to it, but I've never been to a show at it, but I am definitely impressed with the venue they've built. And then right up here you got this old building, and I don't know, I mean, it just leads you to believe, is that part of the decision? Like, is it coming down because they would just kind of rather do something brand new that can go with the Devon? And after all, that wouldn't be, you know, there'd be no crime in that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a bummer. And here, while I'm walking also, I'm just gonna say that the other reason I'm doing this video today is for me. I hope you guys enjoy these kinds of things, but more than watching it and checking out Pavilion 1, there's something, I don't know about you, but me in my life, it's kind of rare that I just go by myself and just stop doing things for a day or whatever and just go walk around the park, just view my surroundings, you know, just take it all in. And I find it very peaceful. So that's what I'm doing today. The Park District has done some amazing things over the last 10 years, and there have been some major upgrades locally. So this space, I want to be an optimist and have faith that there's going to be something really impressive come along afterwards to replace it. Here you see a much more updated pavilion, so we'll walk over there and we'll just check it out. We'll go over there in a couple minutes. Oh, we're going to check all that out here in a moment. We'll go right first. Right or left? I decided right, just to walk along the Devon. But you guys know I love old architecture. I love old buildings. I've done videos on some of the old buildings in town. I also just love nature, and what I mean by nature is like the woods and some of the other conservation areas, but also parks like this. Maybe someday I will seek out getting involved in, like, again, and I don't know how you get to those things, but like the Park District, you know, the board or whatever, is that like a voted on public office, or I have no idea, but I think I would enjoy investing my time and energy on the side into things like, you know, how we get the community involved in these spaces and how we keep them up and which ones go and which ones stay. And of course we've got netting here just so you can see above. Guess we've got the lake out there. If you look right across, right beyond that tree, that's the Children's Museum, another great place. Maybe someday I'll do a video there. Yeah, so I believe this is, oh, here we go. I see a placard. We're about to read the placard. The Fisher Rock Garden. So, she loved this place. I hear people mention it every once in a while around town. And it is fall, so, you know, I'm sure that the landscaping group takes care of this place today. It's looking like, you know, season's over and weeds have come and it's overgrown a little, and it's all gonna hibernate for the winter or whatever. Do plants hibernate? What do we call that? You know, because I'm sure these guys will come back, but they're all going to sleep for the winter, it looks like. We got some bamboo in there. We've got a few really peaceful gardens here in Decatur. One of these days, I'm going to be very intentional with my time for a brief period. Let's call it an hour. And I'm going to do something like bring a book and come to this rock garden and sit on this rock or something like this, because I never do these things in my life. I'm just going to sit here, listen to that waterfall in this sunken garden in the middle of the park, public park in town. Listen to the wind, enjoy it, and enjoy my book. Or maybe I'll sit on this bench instead of that rock. Or maybe I'll sit on that bench. I just think in a town like Decatur, we have so many resources like this that don't get utilized enough. And that's me speaking for myself. I won't even speak for everybody else. Maybe everybody else is happy every day, day in and day out, just, you know, at home in front of the TV or whatever. But when I do come to these places, I'm only here today because I wanted to see the pavilion and because I like to make YouTube videos. And I ask myself the question, why don't I ever just grab a book, drive over here, park, and say, I'm going to sit here and enjoy the rock garden and read a book today. Just to fully document, since I've mentioned, when they rebuild right. This is that newer pavilion I talked about. Of course, there's still power here. Nice roof structure. And some, well, from the outside at least, the bathrooms look nice. There's also a water fountain, so, you know, I've expressed disappointment in this pavilion number 1 going away, but maybe I should just pause. Sometimes things just have to go, and we'll see what comes new. Give a different perspective down here in the parking lot. There's our artwork. There's that amazing structure, the Devon amphitheater. Here's the amphitheater. You know, it's a nice place. They honestly do get some pretty good sized acts here. Your backdrop is the lake, and you know, we got the fall colors right now and just the beauty of all that. They get some big tour buses and things parking over here in this area back here. And so I will say one thing, I love history, but you got this brand new facility. You know, you're getting a good rock concert or country concert or whatever going on, and then up above it you got, as you see, that roof that's definitely in disrepair and in need of some love and attention. It's probably something that's going to be for the best. Who knows?
Yeah, his head's all sideways.
Yeah, he got hit or something happened to him. He's kind of lunging at your car too. And sailboats. I don't even know if I'm in the same park still, because I thought this is all one park. This road runs all along the lake and it connects to Nelson Park where we were just at. But I noticed as I was driving over here just a minute ago that there was a big old sign out front. It said Chandler Park. So is it all a part of the same park? I don't know. I do believe this is still run by the Decatur Park District though. And we got sailboats. We got a yacht club. So why am I stopped here? Just merely because that's it for the video. I wanted to find one more thing that was kind of interesting to show you guys. We're pretty much at the end of the park. I've enjoyed myself for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope that we can hold on to this memory of pavilion number 1. I hope something amazing and great comes in there to replace it that's all positive in the end. And I hope that we can remember history and just hold on to that and document it a little bit here and there, you know what I mean? So like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.